FENIX A320. This is available from phoenixsim.com. It's for $49.99. I started when I started my A320 flying in the Asobo A320. It was great to begin with, and then as time went on, you wanted more and more, so moved on to the fly-by-wire A320, and all roads lead to the FENIX A320. So took the plunge eventually, and spent the $50, and couldn't be happier. This is my go-to plane now. So yeah, I wanted to do a cold and dark sequence today, showing you how to get the aeroplane ready for pushback. So yeah, let's get started. I've already created my SimBrief flight plan, and I have that loaded into my Navigraph. Navigraph is a paid subscription. I believe there are alternatives, but I appreciate it. I like Navigraph. I find it beneficial. So here we are in Edinburgh. It's gloomy, it's raining, and it's a pretty realistic representation of Edinburgh, Scotland, even in our current summer. Here she is, the FENIX A320 from phoenixsim.com. Absolutely beautiful exterior model. We'll be using GSX Pro as well today. Get this party started. Okay, so normally I use FS2 Crew, but I thought, well, today I shouldn't be using that because it's who's to say if you're using it. I presume you've just got the FENIX A320 and you're looking for the basics on how to get this plane powered up and ready for pushback. So we're going to go with Bob, my first officer. Let's go with him. He's not animated or anything, it's just a standard. Right, so we're going to go with batteries 1 and 2 on. Then we're going to wait for the clinks and clonks, and then we're going to external power available on. Okay, next thing that I do is turn the see if we can make this a little easier for you to see. There we go. So our signs are armed. Then we're going to turn no smoking on. We're going to turn nav and logo lights on, and crew supply on. That is the first thing that we do. Oh, we also turn our nav across to nav. It's supposed to be 1, 3, 2 for some reason. So that's the nav now initializing. It will take about 7 minutes if you have it set that way. Right, into our tablet, and we're going to tap to import. You probably won't see that error message, and what that's saying now. Okay, and so we've downloaded our flight into the tablet now. We're going to move across to mass and balance, and we're going to start loading the aircraft. I'm using GSX today, but what we'll do, we'll just use the FENIX. So we'll pretend we don't have GSX. So you've got 3 options: real time, fast time, and instant. I'm going to go with instant just to get this show on the road. Okay, so our aeroplane is fully loaded with 134 passengers. We've got 2,010 kilograms of cargo, and we've got enough fuel in the tanks to get us to Manchester, 5,388 kilograms of fuel. Okay, now that we have that, with this new, I believe it's Block 2 FENIX that we now have. I can't remember the version number, but they have a beautiful button in here where we can just send these weights across to the MCDU. So we just press send to MCDU, and once that goes green, success, that is now into the MCDU down here. We'll go across to the airplane. We're going to select our runway. We're taking off from runway 24 today. I'm going to change that across to wet. We'll sync the load sheet. We'll sync the live weather. We'll calculate our takeoff weights and speeds, and then we're going to send that across to the MCDU as well. Okay. I always like to turn on the constraints for both myself and the first officer. If we have a look with SimBrief, you also get the flight plan. It's straight into the obviously I've connected my SimBrief account to the Phoenix, so it downloads straight in. I've also connected my Navigraph account to the Phoenix, so I'm able to get the maps of where we're going today. Okay, let's get started with the MCDU. The first one that we're going to go to is Flight Init. We're going to press this bottom right button here. That will bring in our flight number, our departure, our destination, our alternate, and the expedite. What am I trying to say? It's 40 minutes to Manchester. We're going to go across to Init now, and we're going to do the same again, really. We'll press Init request. We know our flight number is BVX 83 Alpha. You'll have a different flight number. I use this one all the time. We can get our cost index and cruise, our flight cruise from the flight plan. So our cost index a day is 39, and our cruising altitude is 230. 39 and 230. We can actually download the wind for the flight. So if we press this button here, this is going to download our expected winds for the flight. Brilliant. Done. We're going to move across from Init now across to flight plan. We're going to input our departure. So our Navigraph says that we are taking off from runway 24 and that we're going from Go Sam 1 Charlie. So we have that information to put in. So runway 24, Go Sam 1 Charlie, input, and we're coming on ILS 23. Okay, and we will also enter our destination information. So arrival, we're going to come in on ILS 23 right because that's the active. Whoopsie. This is the thing with using a Tobii eye tracker. Sometimes your mouse movements might just not quite align. But we're coming on the Lake 1 micro arrival, and we're coming in on the MCT. Yep, that's already selected. That should give us a complete flight plan. Now you have these extra bits in here. These are in the scratch pad. If we press clear, there we go. Okay, so if we press init, input our block fuel in. Confirm our fuel. performance, all our weight, all our speeds, our flaps are in as expected. I always like to go to secondary flight plan and copy the active. Okay, we're just waiting for the last 3 minutes for the nav to align. You can, in the settings, change that to instant. Now in the UK, the majority of our constraints are at 6,000 feet, so yeah, we can just change that across to 6,000 feet. Okay, so we're almost ready for pushback. So our passengers are all boarded, so we can turn our seatbelt signs on. Our fuel is all loaded, so we're going to turn off the fuel pumps. Perfect. Alright, that is the aeroplane nearly ready to go. We've got 2 minutes left. We can, at this point, press the beacon light. No, that normally activates something. That was interesting. Oh goodness. Okay, I've missed a step. This is because normally my my first officer is helping me with this. So what we need to do, the step that I've missed, is master APU on, and then we're going to wait for 3 seconds, and then we're going to press that. That's the APU master switch, and then we're going to start. We're starting the APU. Now once the APU goes to green available, we can turn the APU bleed on. Can't believe I forgot to do that. Okay. Now this is going to be a nighttime flight, so we can turn up the lights a little bit. I always like to turn these little lights up just a little bit, and this one as well. Okay, we can actually have a look at the APU, see how we're doing. Okay, the APU is now green. We turn the APU bleed on. Okay, perfect. Now we turn the beacon light on. Okay, the external power has been automatically disconnected, and our GSX is coming into play again. I know I said before we wouldn't be. I'm no good at this. So our external GPU is turned off. Our chocks and cones have been removed. All the doors are closed. The external GPUs removed, and this lady's going to come across now, and the rig is going to come up and connect, and we'll be ready for pushback.
Completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Bypass pin inserted. Just while we're waiting for her to do that, we should have a look in our flight plan now. We should have a complete flight plan. So if we have a look through here, there shouldn't be any discontinuities. Should take us from start to finish. That's right. And if there was any discontinuities, some of them you can remove. In America, there's a lot of discontinuities where you can't remove them, and you have to do a direct onto, say, onto your last turning for the ILS or something like that. Okay, so GSX is asking us which way we would like to go. We're going to face east, and that's nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, GSX is asking us to release the parking brake.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, so now we can turn the engine start from normal to ignition start, and then we start with engine 2 and then engine 1. Okay, we can. And what we're looking for is, once the engines spool up, we're looking for this to say available on both sides. Once it says available, we can turn the ignition back to normal. Another thing to do at this point is to set your takeoff flaps. So today my flaps are flaps free. So if we've forgotten what it is, we can go back to our takeoff. So we're looking for flaps free. So we're in flap 3. We also need to arm the ground spoiler. Perfect. Another thing that we want to do is we want to turn this knob to auto and this one to 1. Don't ask me what they are. I've completely forgotten. Okay, we're back at the taxi position now.
Please set parking brakes.
Okay, she's asked me to set the parking brake. Another thing to do here is to change our auto brake to maximum. So we've this here, the auto brake is now blue on. It's set to maximum. Okay, now I think I've missed it. These two going to available. Let's go down in your bed.
Unlocking gear.
Okay. So now what we can do is we can turn this to normal, and what we can do is we can actually turn the master switch off and APU bleed off, and then we're going to
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
turn
Left is clear. Right
our
is clear.
nose to taxi, and we're going to turn our lights on as well. Perfect. So our airplane is set to go, and that is a cold and dark and completed pushback. The rest of it is taxi and then takeoff. Hello, Sky. I will. There you go. This is my first officer. I don't know if you can see it. She's about to start getting. You're gonna start getting chatty. Yeah, you're my first officer, aren't you? Hey, this is why the channel's called Eagle Boss. Well, I can tell she's just about to get excited, so I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this content, I plan on doing more of this with different aeroplanes. Like and subscribe. Add any comments below. I'm sure I've missed some things and did some things wrong, but yeah, not a bad first try. Thanks everybody. Bye.